Welcome guys, welcome back to the channel. Kev from KRT Electrical Services, and today we're going to be doing another one of my Chinese copy comparison videos like I did with the ergo strip that I bought from TEMU. Well, today I've got some combi cutters still in their wrapper which were bought from TEMU, and I'm going to compare these to the Knipex multi-purpose combi cutters as well. There's a huge price difference. We're going to see how good they are, how they compare in this video. So let's roll the titles and we'll see how we get on. Welcome guys. So if you are new to the channel and you've only just found me, then please consider subscribing to the channel. It helps the channel grow and it helps me buy more stuff like this, because the money I get from the AdSense and the ads and all that I put back into the channel to do comparisons like this. So yeah, obviously interact in the comments, and I will reply to them. Don't expect a polite reply if you are going to give me grief, because I'll just give you grief back, but c'est la vie, that is what it is. So today, in today's video, we're going to compare this £54 Knipex multi-plier, which has got multiple different things you can do with it, strip cables, chop cables, pliers, etc., with this £9.48 pair from TEMU, which is clearly a copy. So what we'll do is we'll get them down on the bench here, we'll open these ones up, we'll compare them, and then we'll see how they get on with the jobs they're designed to do. So yeah, let's put them down on the bench. So here we are, people. You can't see me, but I'm going to zoom in on the bench so you can actually see what I'm doing. So obviously we've got the Knipex, which I can't remember the exact name, but the number is 1386200. So they're the 200mm combi pliers, I call them, because we've got a chopping blade here, then we've got a wire stripping blade here, and then obviously we've got the pliers where you can bend your cable over, etc, etc. So they're multi-purpose, these, but as I said, at the moment these are retailing on Amazon for £54, so they're not cheap. I bought these because I got wrapped up in the Instagram fad stage of these when these came out a few years ago, and to be honest, as you can tell, I've had them a few years, they've not had a great deal of use. However, I do use them for working inside fuse boards, because they've got, they're quite nice and long, and they are ideal for bending over, doubling over conductors and stuff like that. I don't tend to use them for terminating sockets because I just find that they are too long for that. So yeah, but yeah, £54 these are currently on Amazon. So I saw these on TEMU, and I'll take them out of the packet, but I saw these on TEMU for £9.48, and I thought that's worth £9.48 of anyone's money to compare them to the real thing. So let's take them out of there. Oh, and straight away we can see they're spring loaded, unlike the Knipex version. So they're spring loaded, but quite clearly you can see from the blades that these are designed on, based on these, but just a copy. So straight away I actually quite like that spring loaded action, because sometimes they get not stuck open, but all Knipex tools at some point, or all tools at some point, get a bit stiff, whereas these have got a nice spring to them, to be honest, and then a nice little latch that we latch them over and lock them shut. So yeah, I quite like that. That's quite a nice idea. But when we put them side by side, we can see that we've got pliers. Oh, let's lock that shut. We've got pliers at the top of both, and then this one, the copy, has got two little holes, which I'm guessing is for doubling over conductors, which the Knipex ones haven't. So that's quite useful. And then down here, further down, we've got the wire stripping capacity. This one's actually got three, as you can see. It's got three different sizes there, whereas the Knipex has only got two. So that's a bit different. They are a bit bigger, as you can see. They're a bit more chunky, but yeah, so that's obviously bigger. And then, if we take the little safety latch off, we've got the little chopping blade there. I'm not going to chop my finger off, but yeah, we've got the little chopping blade there, the same as we've got on the Knipex version. So yeah, they are very, very similar, but this is spring loaded. It's got a little, little latch that keeps them shut. It's got 3 holes for stripping wires, and then a couple of holes over there for doubling up conductors. So yeah, all in all, at this stage, I'm pretty reasonably impressed, to be honest. For £9.48, they look pretty decent. So what we'll do is we'll get some bits of cable and we'll start trying to chop them. Obviously, these are sold as insulated, and these are obviously, the Knipex ones are tested up to 1000 volts, whereas this has got no writing on them whatsoever. So I don't know if I'd want to be touching anything live with these, albeit you probably shouldn't be anyway, but with these I'd be pretty confident, but these not so much. So, but we'll get some cable and we'll see how we get on with them. So I've got some bits of scrap off of my scrap heap over there. So I've got some 25mm towels. We've got a bit of 1mm twin and earth, albeit it's black and red. Doesn't matter, it's something I've ripped out. We've got some 1.5mm 3-core and earth, and then we've got some 6mm. So a variety of different cables that you'd use in a domestic environment. And what I thought I'd do with these, I thought we would compare them in terms of chopping, how sharp they are at chopping the cables, what they're like at stripping the cables, and then what they're like in terms of like their dexterity in terms of doubling over the conductors and stuff like that. So yeah, those are the sort of tests I thought I would do with these, and just compare them and see if whether this is worth more than this, or whether these are actually quite adequate for the money that you pay for them. So as I say, these I don't tend to use these for terminating cables, so this is going to be a little bit of a challenge for me anyway, because I find that these are a bit, so where you would strip cables, for example, the blade's too far in there. So yeah, I don't tend to use them for that anyway, so it's going to be interesting. But first of all, we'll try a little bit of chopping, shall we? So we'll go with the Knipex to start off with. So the Knipex, these, I know for example, these are really, really sharp. So yeah, this is not going to be an issue for the Knipex at all. So we'll just, easy. So yeah, nice and easy. Chopped bit of 1mm, pretty straightforward, no problems at all. We'll try the old Chinese copies, shall we? The old Chinese, don't know. But yeah, we'll try these anyway. Again, absolutely no problem at all with those. Yeah, not a problem. So that was pretty straightforward in terms of cutting those. So yeah, let's chop down the conductor to get the old earth out, shall we? Might need a longer bit of cable for this, to be honest, because might pull the earth all the way through. But so first of all, we'll try the Knipex. Oh, I've made a right mess of that. So let's pull the earth out. There we go. It doesn't really matter what pair I'm using for this. It's more of a case of I want to get to the inner cores to try and strip them and bend them over and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm not too worried about what we're going to use to get the cores out, because these are going to be no different to those really. So we'll chop the sheathing off with the Knipex. So now we've got a couple of exposed bare cores, and we'll use this pair just to chop the ends off, because I've made a bit of a mess of it. As I say, no problem at all with that. So now we're left with a couple of bits of 1mm. So first of all, the top hole with the Knipex is 1.5mm, so that should be alright to strip. So we'll use the Knipex to strip, and that strips that absolutely fine. We'll take a little bit more off of that because we're going to double it over in a minute. So we'll strip that. That stripped that absolutely fine. So that's the neutral, done by the Knipex, not a problem. So now we've got 3 different holes on this one. So yeah, I think we'll use the top one, which looks small enough for a 1mm. So we'll get that in there. Absolutely perfect. Yeah, nice and easy to strip that. So now we're left with 2 ends, and this is where I tend to use these. I tend to use these for doubling over and stuff. So we'll bend that, double it over with the Knipex, squash it, and there we go. Look at that. perfect, not a problem at all. I'm using a camera down here because I think it's a bit closer in, but you can see that's doubled over if the camera focuses. But yeah, it doesn't, so that's absolutely fine. And then what we'll do is we'll double the neutral over with these. So double it over, squeeze it nice, and we don't want any fish hooks. And there we go, the neutral's nicely doubled over as well. So these are pretty good, the same as these really, for doubling over cables, for stripping them and doubling over. So I'm pretty impressed really with that. It's pretty decent. So that's our 1mm anyway. So let's move on to something bigger, shall we? That's 1.5, so that's going to be a waste of time really. We don't really want to be... That's going to be no different to that, let's face it. So that was a bit of a waste of time getting that out, so we'll shove that there. Next we'll get a bit of 6mm, shall we? So we've got some 6mm. This time we'll use the Knipex to strip, or to pull the earth out. Oh. There we go. Pulled the earth out with that. Now we're left with 2 bits of twin and earth, 6mm, live and neutral. So first of all, we've not got a stripping tool on the Knipex big enough to strip 6mm. So what we'll have to do is to use the little blade at the bottom really to strip that. So if we move the live out of the way, then what we'll do is we'll score around that. And that's pulled some cores through, because I've only got a short bit of cable, it's pulled some cores through, but as you can see, it's stripped that absolutely fine. Now let's try the live with this one. Obviously these are quite sharp, both of these pairs of pliers, so I don't really want to put too much pressure on them. And that has stripped that, absolutely no problem at all. So yeah, we're left with 2 bits of 6mm twin and earth that are stripped quite nicely. And it cuts that, both cut it really easily. So something like 6mm, absolutely not a problem for these at all, and obviously not a problem for the Knipex. So the final thing I'll probably do is I'll probably cut some towels. So obviously this is, as a domestic spark, it's pretty much the biggest thing that you're going to cut, something 25mm. Yeah, I can't think of anything else really that you're going to cut. And obviously these are flexi towels, but it's still, you know, as a domestic spark, it's pretty much the biggest thing. So yeah, first of all, obviously we'll go with the Knipex, so we'll get that. Needed a little bit more force, but pretty much cut it, no problem at all. And now let's try these. So let's put a bit more into it. Cool, they're not as sharp as the Knipex, because I'm having to put a bit of pressure. Oh, I'm having to put a bit of pressure onto that. So that blade there isn't as sharp as the blade on that one. And I know what you're all going to say. You're going to be like, oh, let the camera focus. Well, it's not focusing. I'm using my Nikon, and last time I used this I had loads of people saying let the camera focus, but anyway, going back to the test. So that blade there isn't as sharp as the Knipex. The Knipex I can squeeze, give it a bigger squeeze, and it cuts, whereas genuinely with these, because they open a bit wider anyway, and I've not got massive hands, but if I squeeze that, I literally cannot do that, so I have to sort of press it against the table, and then it goes. So yeah, so these are limited. They've got a bit of a limitation really when it comes to the bigger sized cross-section area cables. They're not as sharp, nowhere near as sharp. And bearing in mind these aren't brand new, and these are brand new because you saw me take them out of the packet. These aren't as sharp as these are. So, but other than that, to be honest, I'm pretty impressed. For £9.48, if you're not working with big cables, if you're working with 6-10mm, I can't see there being a problem. Let me see if I've got some 10mm. Bear with me. Yes, I have. Here we are. Got a bit of 10mm. Bit of 10mm, you know, what we'd use for bonding and stuff. So, first of all, let's give it a little strip. Let's strip it. Perfect. And then give this a strip. Perfect. Now we'll try and cut it with the Knipex. 10mm. Absolutely no problem at all. 10mm. See, that weren't too bad actually. That's not too bad at all. So Knipex again. Easy. That one. A lot easier than the 25. However, you do have to put a little bit more effort into these with the 10mm than you do with these. So yeah. So there we go really. Let's do a little, let's strip the towels with these. So we'll go through there. Strip the towels. Oh, because it's such a short bit of cable, it's just pulled the insulation out. So it is what it is. But yeah, 25mm, pretty easy with the Knipex. 25mm with these is pretty hard going. Maybe I just need to get some fresh arms or something, work on arms day, but yeah, there we go. So what's my conclusion? What is my conclusion on these quite clearly Chinese copy of the Knipex? What do I think of both of these? Well, to be honest, I'm pretty impressed. For £9.48, I'm pretty impressed with these. Yeah, they're not a Knipex. They're not got the power of Knipex. They're not as sharp as Knipex. They're probably not got the quality of Knipex because Knipex has got a nice smooth finish to them. It's all nice, whereas this is a bit mottled and jagged on the edge. However, when you consider £54 and £9.48, I think these are an absolute bargain, to be honest. And if you're not working with, or very rarely working with, you know, bigger cables, your 25mm towels or whatever, if you're only working with your normal 6-10mm inside domestic premises, you can work with these all day. As I said at the start, they are sold as insulated, but I probably wouldn't trust that. But if you're not working live and you want something cheap in your tool bag, then I to be honest, I recommend these. So yeah, for £9.48, give them a go on TEMU. If you're not that worried about having all this in your bag and you know, everyone going, oh, what tools you got? What tools you got? Knipex. But yeah, so there we go. On that bombshell, people, that's the end of this video. Hope you liked it. As I say, please like and consider subscribing. It doesn't cost anything. It's free of charge, and it just helps the channel grow. So yeah, for this one, thank you very much. Thank you very much for your ongoing support, and we'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye for now.